how telepathy really works. And I wanted to approach this video from a more grounded, healthy, more science-based explanation for everybody that is going through the ascension journey, ascending from the heel to the head, working with chakras, metaphysics, spirituality, consciousness, non-duality, ridding themselves of ego mind, separation consciousness, things like this, that most of you guys, if you're watching this video right now and you're interested in telepathy, you kind of want a more reasonable explanation in a healthy way. Because let's talk about the dangers of ascension first and foremost, for people who are new to that. I'm 4 years into my journey of ascension. I've been through many trials and tribulations along my journey, many mistakes that I've made through my spiritual work and things like that, opening the wrong channels or portals into my home. I mean, guys, when you open up to this world, not only you're trying to see other things, it can see you. So if you ever go into a meditation and you feel very, very unsafe, immediately pull out of that meditation. Don't try to sit through it, because you're in a position where you can absorb something that you don't want to absorb. So let's talk about telepathy from a more grounded, healthy explanation for you guys if you're taking the journey of ascension, because it's extremely dangerous to walk around in crown chakra for an unlimited amount of time, whether you're just trying to find enlightenment or go beyond mind. Things like this can happen, and we can put ourselves into sticky situations. And I'm explaining this to you guys as a third generation psychic intuitive, somebody who never really knew I carried psychic abilities until my enlightenment journey started 4 years ago, and I took that path, and I wanted to embrace it and understand how to activate intuition correctly, safely. And now I want to be able to share that with people so that they can approach this in a very, very safe manner, to where they don't cause themselves too much distress. Because I've done that too. Many times I put myself in very uncomfortable energetic positions. Not only did I affect myself, I affected my high-level soul connection as well. So it's very important that we take our time when we're taking these journeys and understanding telepathy, and we don't rush things, and you don't put expectations on individuals that you're working with, because everybody is taking their path to a point where their central nervous system feels safe, and you have to respect that. But telepathy from a very metaphysical, scientific-based explanation, how it works, really. And is it real? It's very real. It's a very real phenomena. And it's all done scientifically through metaphysical energy, as we are science itself. We are universe experiencing itself. The higher self also resides inside the body. And it's keeping you going through the things or the journey of ascension that you need to take. So that God self in you, it exists in you. We just have to look deep enough to find that individual, doing the inner work and understanding ourselves better, and taking the path least less traveled by most of those around us that just don't seem to understand. And a lot of times when you take this path, you tend to isolate and decide that you just want to follow a more spiritual and meaningful life. So, how telepathy really works, it's done technically you're not really hearing somebody's words. You can, if you have a very powerful connection with them, where you guys are very, very, very connected. You can hear their words. They can hear yours. but it's mainly done through impressions, sensations that hit the subconscious. So when mental energy is pushed, it hits the subconscious, and you take that impression. And what happens is you get that impression, and the intuition begins to turn that into some sort of logical explanation, some sort of word, some sort of voice that you think you're actually hearing, and you very well are hearing intuitive hits, intuitive downloads. Now, if we approach this safely and grounded, we don't always have to take these impressions and turn them into something scary or negative or something to fear. When the metaphysical energy goes outward and hits the subconscious, it gives you a feeling on the body or on the mind that gives you some sort of intuitive flick. Like, we would call it a download in the spiritual community. We would say, that's a download. I just got a sign from that. Yes, it's very true that people can send mental energy and you guys can talk. This is actually how, let's speak about, what a lot of people go through when they go through spiritual enlightenment, trauma bonding, things like this. This is how the trauma bond is so effective, through telepathy. It's done through mental energy. And the best way I can describe this is when somebody who is just not good and they want to hold on to you very tightly without pure intention. When two people hold on to each other out of love, it's different. It's not a clinging energy. It's an understanding energy, and it takes time to get to that. But when somebody's clinging to you out of negativity, that's clinging energy, that's binding energy. And what they're doing is they're sending you mental energy nonstop, and it's hitting your subconscious, and you're taking them subconscious impressions and you're turning them into some sort of fear or some sort of feeling, and they might be using emotions to do it, to cause friction on your body, to cause pain, to make you not feel so pleasant. But telepathy itself is done through physical sensations. Thoughts become things. Thoughts hit the subconscious. The subconscious impression turns intuition into some sort of logical explanation, to where you might feel you're hearing these person's words coming through to you. When we don't approach spirituality in a safe, grounded manner, it can become extremely dangerous for us. And then when we try to ascend too fast, we tend to exhaust ourselves. And at this point, you might start to see things glowing, and you might take that as a sensation of agape. I've experienced agape on my journey, and agape is total source energy. It's the highest form of love you can experience, total heart space activation, and things do glow in agape. But you can turn that off and kind of shut that off and live in a more normal, grounded life as well. It's like Magneto from the movie X-Men. If you carry a high intuition, you just kind of put the helmet on when you want to block it, or put it on when you want to use it, take it off when you want to block it. It's all done through perception and conscious awareness of what you're using. So telepathy itself is not always sometimes, you're not always sometimes hearing like the God higher self. You're not always sometimes hearing somebody's actual words. You're hearing their vibration that they're sending to you, and it's hitting the subconscious and giving you that impression that you're taking and turning into a logical explanation that sounds more fulfilling and right for you. So when somebody sends you an energy of love and understanding, and you receive that energy, the subconscious takes that impression and it feels gentle and caring on you, and you turn that into a soft, understanding set of words or telepathic communication. When somebody's sending you anger and frustration, or wishing ill on you, you'll also take that as some sort of painful impression. It depends how highly intuitive you really are, how much you've done along this journey, and it's very important that we get the proper supervision along our journey, that we understand what it is we're actually hearing, and we're not getting like impersonation energy that's coming in and trying to distort us or cause us to be unlike ourselves. So it's telepathy itself is done through metaphysics, through mental energy that causes impressions, sensations on the body that give you a very, very, very powerful intuitive hit that can turn the intuition into some sort of logical explanation, some sort of sensing. And yes, some of you really can pick up people's thoughts, but you may not turn that intuitive hit right away. It might not be an immediate thing. It might come up moments later, minutes later, hours later. You have to be very, very close spiritually and energetically to somebody to really share instant telepathic communication. But the best scientific way we can explain it is that we are science. The body is a receiver, a radio. We open up channels, portals. We send energy, we receive energy, we transfer energy, and we take telepathy from subconscious hits and turn it into words that we can understand inside ourselves. I hope this video was helpful. Make sure you like and subscribe. If you're dealing with the journey of ascension and you're trying to go too fast, take your time. I've done this along my journey, made many mistakes and went too fast and caused a lot of friction, not only in myself, but high-level soul connection that I have. So it's very, very important that we take our time and we understand that everybody's moving along their journey the best they can, that fits their central nervous system, that keeps them to feel safe as they're taking their journey to enlightenment or knowledge, ancient soul wisdom, things like that. Be safe, guys. Make sure you like and subscribe.